In this video, we're going to be going over everything that you need to know about the new Progressa drawer slide by Salice, from all of the features to how to install it. Now the Progressa come in two different options. It's going to be your standard Progressa, which has a dynamic load of 100 pounds and a static load rating of 120 pounds. And the other option, which is going to be the Salice F70. That's what it's called as of present time, but I believe they're in the works of changing the name, but not the slide. It'll be the same slide, just they'll change the name to the Progressa Plus. It's a heavy-duty slide with a dynamic load of 150 pounds and a static load of 170. Now, both slides in this new Progressa family have the rack and pinion, as you see here. So you're going to have this gear that spins into the little teeth all up and down the slide, locking basically these two pieces together. Normally on a normal slide that doesn't have the rack and pinion, this will usually make a clanking noise. This piece will move just however it wants, and only when it needs to will it come out. So this being the case, you can actually move this piece of the slide and it brings and moves this one forward and backwards. What this does is it eliminates the racking of drawers, especially wider drawers. Normally you would have to use a stabilizer bar that would connect from one slide to the other slide, and that would keep everything in line, whereas this eliminates the need for that because it's all built into the slide itself. So when one slide starts getting pulled out, the other one will follow along with it due to this synchronization method. And there's something about the way that this pulls out that it makes everything so much quieter than your normal undermount drawer slide. Now looking at this slide up close, it has all of your hole patterns that will match up to other manufacturers and pretty much the universal hole pattern that's out there for undermount drawer slides. But another thing that sets this slide apart is the up and down adjustments. Now they're built into the slide itself. And what that does is when you're pulling out a drawer and you're disconnecting the front locking devices, a lot of the times it's built into there. You're up and down and all of your adjustments are usually in the locking device. So what happens is when you loosen a drawer, pull it out, sometimes those end up getting nicked or moved around and your adjustments are gone. Not this one. Due to it being in the slide itself, all of your adjustments will stay as they are when you remove the drawer. Now for the rear part of this slide, it is not adjustable from the factory, but they do sell a left and right piece that clips onto here and gives you that rear tilt adjustment if you are in need. Now moving on to the locking devices, these are made very, very well. It's an all metal construction bottom with some plastic and riveted to it at the top. These are very, very strong. A lot of the times the little release lever is kind of weak, and you could sometimes even pop out a drawer in a couple of the competition, whereas Salice, this is really strong, ensuring a very good connection once you push this drawer in. Now another cool thing that they did with this is normally this would be like a 90-degree angle here. They actually made it a proud 90, which will eliminate when you are installing these. Some of the times you install locking devices, and when you put those screws at that strange angle that they all come in, it has a tendency to lift up on the locking device. This greater than 90 angle will eliminate that, so that is a very good plus. Now another feature is it's going to have your left and right adjustment here, so that gives you your side to side, and then it's got a really nice front to back. This front to back, I measured it, it's over 1/4 of an inch difference that you can kind of get from in and out. Now the setback of these is roughly 1/8 of an inch, but thanks to this adjustment feature here, you can kind of get away with, being sloppy. And as far as attaching these, the locking devices, these come in the standard locking device. They also have one that's lipped over that's designed to screw straight down onto the side of your front of the drawer box. Now these locking devices also come in narrow, and so for just the simple one here, you can see there's holes along the bottom, and there are holes to do that angle. So depending on how thick your drawer is, you can actually screw these in straight down, or you can screw them in at an angle so you get to the front of your drawer box. Now installing these is the same as all of the other front mount locking devices. You're going to get a left and a right, and you're just going to push it all the way to when it reaches the frontmost corner of the drawer. So now for installing the actual slides, you can mount these directly to the bottom of your cabinet if you're doing like a bank. You don't have to have it lifted up any. It's got little spacing parts that are kind of designed to keep everything off of the bottom just a hair. So these, like I said before, I think these were about a 1/16 of an inch. So just going to set it back that 1/16 of an inch to match up where the other one is and put them on in. So the drawer box construction is identical to your bloom, your grass, all those other undermount slides. If you're using a 1/2 inch to 5/8, it's going to be the same calculations to get to that slide. Now installing these, push and click. As you can hear, that click is very audible because of how strong these locking devices are and how much tension there is. That part is really nice for these slides because you're ensuring that they are locking in place and they will not be disconnected or that, you know, they actually connected. You could hear it. Now, another thing I do like about these slides is this little part here. This is probably just going to be your little stopper piece. It's going to stop this slide when it is in position for final closing, but it also double duties as a handle. So occasionally, like if you're installing a slide, you know, it might not lock, something might be racks, you just can't get all the way that slide to connect. That eliminates the slicing of fingers that I've done over the years in the past because you get this nice little lever here that you can kind of just pull up at the same time as when you're locking it together. So here, I'll show you. All right, so let's pretend when we put it in, this one didn't quite connect. So what I could do is I could use this little thumb hole here, pull it up, get it to engage without having to worry about slicing my finger. So, you know, might not be what it's for, but I like it. So all in all, this new slide by Salice, the Progressa, is a home run. It's got all the features that you would want in a drawer slide plus extra ones. And it's probably the quietest one I've ever heard on the market. I don't know if it's because of that gearing, but it's just such a smooth slide. I highly recommend you giving it a whirl. Let us know what you think. And if you have any questions, please let us know in the comments down below.